Hello, lovely people. So today I'd like to share some wisdom and just some things that I've learned throughout my life. I wanted to share some of these thoughts because this might help somebody, but also it feels really good talking about things that I've learned and reflecting on how far I've come. And I'd like to encourage all of you watching this to do the same. So a valuable life lessons that I've had to learn would have to be, first and foremost, people often are not paying as much attention to you as you often assume. Sometimes we can be so hard on ourselves and think that everybody saw that failure or that one slip up, but truly in reality, it's very unlikely that people actually notice those things about you. Some people might because they're obsessed with you, but for the most part, we often beat ourselves up a lot more than we should, and oftentimes we can be our worst critics and sometimes even our worst enemies, and that's not good. Don't hyper focus on how you failed and think that everybody's watching, because most of the time that's just not the case. You're special, but not that special. I mean that in the nicest way possible. Another life lesson that I've learned within my life is that things always have a way of working out. And growing up, I would always be told, pray for whatever outcome you desire, wish upon a star for whatever you want in life. But I'm at the point in my life where I'm just my prayers and my wishes on stars, it all comes down to thy will be done. And when it comes to God and the divine plan, we don't know it. We don't always understand it. But as somebody that has had a lot of spiritual experiences, as somebody that has had a near-death experience, I can let you know that there is a divine plan. And although in my human understanding, I'm very limited and I don't understand everything, there is a greater, bigger picture. And not everybody believes in that. And if you're not the type that really believes in those things, that is perfectly fine. But just know that things do have a way of working out. Now, whether you believe that that's because of divine intervention or a divine plan, or you just believe that there's hope that things can improve in life and things can always have a way of turning around for the better, right? From bad to good, from dark to light. However you believe that comes about, that hopefulness and that things will have a way of working out, that mindset is very important. So try to maintain that as much as you can. I know it can be very hard, but even in your worst moments, try to remember that the best is often yet to come, okay? Another life lesson that I've learned is that being creative should not have you obsessing about what somebody's going to think about what you create. And what I mean by this is, when you're being creative, it is to create. It is for you to create. A byproduct of that can be to also help encourage others, right? But it comes from you. It comes from your soul. It comes from your mind, your heart. And so create for you. And this is coming from somebody that is a singer, a songwriter. I love to create, right? Don't get so hung up on the will somebody enjoy it. Get more wrapped up in, I love that I created this beautiful thing, or this powerful thing, or this thing that just helped me express my ugly emotions right now, or help me express the greatest joys of my life and the things that mean everything to me. However you're using that art as an outlet, however that outlet is being used, it does not matter. Ultimately, if it is helping you, don't care if somebody's going to like that painting that you painted, which, by the way, I love to paint. Y'all can check out my Instagram, but I've been working on another painting actually, as well as jewelry. And whether I'm creating that or writing my songs, which I really love, I'm coming up with the different chords on the piano, and then I'm coming up with the lyrics, and I got to adjust the microphone and see how I sound. Or whether I'm singing karaoke at a fiesta party or whatever I'm doing, right? I have to first create something that means something to me, and not just something that's going to be popular or something that will be well perceived. Art should be for the artist first, and then you can branch it out, but create it for you. That's something I wish I would have acknowledged sooner as an artist. The people pleasing and art don't mix. Art is meant to be freedom. Art is meant to be expression. So don't limit your expression or your freedom based on what other people might perceive in your art or think about it. Another thing that I've learned in my life is that your built-in family is the most important thing you will ever have. I think about this all the time. So with me, I am a mom of 2. I have a 4-year-old named Maverick, and I have a 6-month-old named Delilah. And my son and daughter mean so much to me, and they are my entire world. I also have family members. I have loved ones that are just always there for me. Another type of family, though, is friends. And the people that you choose to be in your life, that is your built-in family. It can be biological family, but a lot of the time it is not. I have a wonderful sister who I'm very close to, and I'm extremely grateful for her. I have wonderful friends. Shout out to Renata and Pooja. I'm incredibly grateful. And Christine and Kate and Jackie and Tori and Maddie. And I could go on and on. There's so many people that, because they mean so much to you, that is your family, not because you're related to them by blood. Because sometimes family does not act as family should, right? So finding your group, finding your community. I have a lot of friends that are also very artistic like me, very mindful, and really like to question things and be curious, and they're very adventurous like me and very thoughtful, and they just love to explore the possibilities of the world and life in general. They also are very spiritual and love connecting to God. And those people, I often gravitate towards them as friends, like I said. But those are the people that have always been there for me. And my chosen family, I mean, I chose to have both of my babies, and so I also consider them my chosen family because they're all mine, and they are my entire world, you know. So yeah, they're my chosen family too, and I'm so grateful for my mom and my dad who's in heaven, and just the rest of my family. Like, I'm so grateful, but also my friends and my children who I've chosen, and life partner. Like, you have to choose your family, though, for it to mean something, you know? And they have to choose you, and they have to value you as well. It's very important. Another life lesson that I have learned is expectations will be the death of you if you let it be. And what I mean by this is, rather than comparing yourself to other people, acknowledge that their life probably has a lot of challenges that you don't see, as well as, you know, some beautiful parts that you don't see. And same with you. There's a lot of challenges that other people may not see that you go through, even loved ones. And there's also a lot of joys and a lot of wonderful things that other people in your life, even loved ones, may not be able to realize or notice, right? So rather than getting in your head about how you perceive somebody else's life, or how you perceive their career, or, you know, family or love life or whatever it may be, rather than perceiving that as better than what you got going on, how about you grade yourself based on your own score, right? Because it doesn't matter what your classmate got on his test. It only matters what you got on yours, right? Because his test score is not going to change yours or make yours lower or higher. Am I right? Somebody say amen. And we care so much about this stuff, right? But somebody is also comparing themselves to you and thinking that they're insignificant because you're so much better than them at this, X, Y, and Z. But guess what? Just like how a caterpillar goes inside its little cocoon and builds it around itself and then becomes a butterfly, you are evolving every day. You're going through metamorphosis like every week, okay? Every day, every second of every day sometimes. And so with that evolution, with that growth, acknowledge that you should only focus on being the best you that you can be. Because you're not this guy, you're not that chick, you are you, right? So it's time to act like it, and it's time to value your time and your life and your progress. Doesn't matter what anybody else is doing, focus on you. Another valuable life lesson that I have learned. is that love is the divine power that makes this all matter. And what I mean by that is, whether it's a love note, whether it's cuddles with a loved one, whether it's snuggles with your babies if you're a parent, whether it's hanging out and having fun with your friends, having a big party with family, or just having a quiet day, reading a book or watching a show with somebody that you love, who loves you. It doesn't matter. Love is the divine superpower that makes all of this matter. Without love, without connection, it means nothing. And love is taking risks and caring about somebody. Love essentially means I care about you unconditionally. You could do X, Y, and Z, and my love's not going to fade for you. I may not like things about you, or you, but love is that unconditional force saying, I care about you, I acknowledge you, and you have purpose to me. And I feel connected to you. And ain't nothing gonna break that. No matter how much we might not we might disagree, we may not see eye to eye, we may have a complicated relationship. Love, true love, is unconditional by definition. It means you care about somebody. It doesn't mean, oh, you do this for me, so then I'm gonna do this for you. Like, it's not a business transaction, or it certainly shouldn't be. Real love is what powers all of this. It makes the world go round. And it might sound like some hippie slogan, but it is the most sincere and true bit of poetry that I could possibly share. Because when you connect with other people, you are growing outside of yourself, and you are forced to consider other things other than what's in your little bubble, your mental headspace of priorities. You realize that there is more to care about, that there is value in somebody else. And that connection is extremely powerful. And I do believe that what goes around comes around in many different intricate ways in life. And love is the only thing that when you give it away, it doesn't vanish, it doesn't decrease in its number, it actually expands. Isn't that so cool? It beats the laws of physics, because when you give love, it's only love when you give it. And not only that, but love multiplies. It's not like cake, right? I give you a slice of cake and, oh, damn it, that means less for me. I want cake. You're taking my cake. It's not like that. When you give love, it only multiplies and amplifies. It's like planting a seed in the ground. It's not getting rid of anything. It's going to grow more seeds and more trees, and it's going to grow a complete forest of love and power and connection. And what a beautiful thing that is. At the end of the day, love is all that matters. I don't care if it's platonic love between friends, or a mother and her child, or father and his child, or familial relationships like with parents and cousins, siblings, whatever it may be. Strangers, business relationships. That connection, that love, and it may not be so deep as love, but there are going to be connections that we have that are going to be so deep that they are love. And those are the connections that matter. When we're on our deathbed, are we going to be looking back on, oh man, I really wish I had yada yada physical possession, right? Or worldly desire? No, it's not going to be the superficial things that we remember and that matter to us on our deathbed at the end of the day. It is going to be love and the connections that we made along the way. It's the people that we cared about who cared about us. It's the divine connection with God at times. Sometimes our relationship can and should be with God and the divine. For those that believe in those things, that can also be incredibly important, and is. And it's that loving connection that brings meaning to all this. It's thinking outside of yourself, growing outside of yourself, your soul being connected to somebody outside of who you are. And also make sure that you are experiencing love right back to you, because loving connections that others feel with you and people that care for you, that's also incredibly valuable for them. You can often be a mirror to other people. Loving yourself and encouraging yourself and believing in yourself, other people will see that, and it'll also encourage them to do the same. They might be hesitant at first, but that connection is so powerful. Like uplifting each other, looking out for each other. That's such a universal human thing. And I feel like this world has lost a lot of that with, I think about all the crazy things happening in the world, and you know what we need? We need connection. It's like, where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? The love, the love. It's like that song, literally. Where is it? It's in here, just waiting to come out. It's in our hearts, it's in our souls, it's in our minds. We just need to be open to giving it and receiving it. But yeah, that's what truly matters in life. I hope that you guys enjoyed these little life lessons, like things that I've kind of picked up. They say with age comes wisdom, and you know what? It's my 23rd birthday, believe it or not. I can't believe it. But yeah, I'm getting back into this choir season. I'm very, very excited about that. So much of life has changed. I am currently solo, actually. It's just me. Not in a relationship at the moment, actually. And I'm kind of exploring my identity, who I am. And I'm really proud of myself for the strides that I've made. And I'm also in the process of job applications and taking a new career opportunity. Just kind of expanding my message, and I'm working on projects with friends and trying to be the very best mom I can be to my babies, and continuing to create on here as well, and performing in the women's choir and just everything. I'm very excited to be going through these new phases of life, even though it can be a bit intimidating and scary at times. I'm feeling very hopeful, and I'm just trusting in God's plan, whatever that is. And yeah, I'm just incredibly grateful. So I hope that these pieces of wisdom, advice, insight, whatever you want to call it, I hope that it benefited you and encouraged you to kind of do some soul searching and find what really does matter in your life, or what are some things that you've learned and that you'd like to continue to learn, or what are some, questions that you have that you hope to find an answer to soon. I would love to hear where you are in life, what stage you are in life, and what are some lessons that you wish that you would have known sooner, or you'd like to share with everybody here. All right. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.